Come on, May. You come. Oh, oh. Linda and Shep. He's okay. Linda and Shep have a love-hate relationship. So I'm not quite sure if this one is a male or a female. Brett thinks it's going to be a male because of that like thing on top of their head, but I don't know. I have no idea if female turkeys have that too. Like this one is for sure a female, so we named this one Louie, and I'm starting to think that it's not a male because like once you'll know if it's a male because that thing on top of their head will start to get really long, and then they'll start to get this like bristly looking black thing on their chest, and there's nothing like. Are you snuggling? She has nothing like that yet. So his name is Lou. So it could be short for Louie or Luann. Don't know, but that's definitely Linda. Linda's okay with Maylee. But anyways, I just wanted to come open up the coop really quick. The video's not about that. I am doing, let me talk where it's not so windy. I am doing a deep clean today of the house. I made a list. You guys know that I'm a list girl. I made a list of everything that I want to get done, kind of like room by room. We're gonna start upstairs, just kind of wipe down walls, trim, touch up stuff. Thought about painting the stairs, kind of have an idea of what I'm gonna do. I'm just like, I have the itch to paint something, and the stairs will not take that long, but I think it'll be such a big change because it's right as soon as you walk in our door. So I need to get a little caffeine, get a podcast going. I have my list made, and we'll start the deep clean. Oh God, just sneeze on my feet. Thanks, Shep. Alright guys, we are officially on summer break and it feels so good. I have many hours of cleaning to do in the next 10 minutes of this video, so let's get it started. I'm upstairs first this morning, and after seeing my upstairs from this point of view, I realize I need some wall decor. I don't know why I've never really decorated the walls up here. I also don't need to clean the upstairs as much as the downstairs, but the walls just needed a really good wipe down. I put a little laundry detergent in the soapy water just so it had like a stronger clean smell, and then washed the walls, the trim. So upstairs has the same wall color as the rest of the house, but I brought the color down to the trim too, and I've thought about doing it like that downstairs. This farmhouse has been such a learning experience in what we want in our next house. I'm sure we'll always have dogs and animals and chaos, and white trim just is not for me. But I have that spare room set up. It's not decorated, so that's another thing that I'd like to do with Daylin sometime. I thought it would be fun for her to be the one to kind of decorate and I guess totally design that room. I've also been wanting to somehow redo all of the boilers in our house, maybe cut out part of the frame on the front. If you look closely, some of the boilers downstairs have like little heart shapes on the front, and I would just love to kind of update them somehow. I almost started that project like that day, and I even asked my husband how hard it would be, but he very quickly talked me out of it with how much work it was going to be. And then I'm like, you know what, starting another part-time job soon, I'm just trying not to overload my plate, especially of things that I want to do during the day, and to be more realistic with my time. I've been really trying to change my perspective on specific things I struggle with and not overloading my plate, because I am not the best at it. And then after I do a whole day of just about everything, the next day I am totally burnt out and it is just not fun. So instead of redoing the boilers today, I'm painting the stairs. I said I was working on not overloading my plate, not that I was really good at it. I actually just needed the change. I needed to change something, and I guess painting the stairs was it. Please tell me that you have those random moments of wanting change or like rearranging your whole house. My kids and my husband hate when I rearrange like things in the kitchen. I couldn't decide if I liked the color I ended up doing. I wanted to switch the stairs to brown to like change the vibe a little of the space and make it feel a little warmer. So I just had this brown paint in the garage, And then after Brett came home from work, which I was wondering if he would even notice, he goes, "Oh, they're brown." And then he didn't say anything else. And I'm like, "Yeah, I just needed a little change." I'm like, "You like it?" And he's like, "Not really, but I don't care what color you do it." He's just like, "I don't think the browns match." So he never cares what I do in the house, like seriously ever. So when he has an opinion on something, I do try to listen. So let me know if you like the black stairs better, or if the brown looks okay, or I even thought about staining the stairs like a little darker and keeping the color. I don't know, I'm just trying to like change things a little in here. I still have the sunroom that has like half of it Dalton's Legos and more extra toys, and then the other side is my office area. And I'm using my fingers as my office because I really don't even go in there anymore. Like my kids really don't go in there too much either. I would love to turn that into a sitting room or an extra space to hang out, but that's not happening anytime soon. When our couches were side by side, the couch kind of rubbed on the trim. So when I rearranged the whole living room, that worn spot on the trim was exposed. So I left it for a good few months and then finally said, okay, it's time. So checking things off of my list that I've put off feels so good. If you see the pink stuff I'm rubbing on the wall, there were some like little spaces above the trim that needed sealed. I didn't have caulk to put on there, so I just used wood filler. I don't know if it was the right thing to do, but it worked. I just need to touch up the wall color right now, like right above the trim. The pink stuff is wood filler, so you can fill holes with it basically, and then it dries white. So then once it's dry, you can sand it and smooth it and paint it basically. But there's so many things that I guess on when it comes to doing DIY, like house projects. I know the basics, I think, of like your basic handyman type things, probably because both of my grandpas who I grew up around did woodworking. My grandpa on my dad's side also owned like a college rental house, and I used to help him work on it with my brother and dad when I would spend summers down at my dad's. I even remember tarring the roof on that rental, and it was so hot that day. My dad also does woodworking and a lot of DIY projects. My older brother, he used to remake bicycles and turn them into like these like really cool chopper bikes. He made a Spider-Man like chopper bike and did like this metal webbing on it, and it was so cool. And my husband, he's more of a car guy, but he knows the basics of how to work on literally everything in this house, and he knows his way around the garage and building furniture, so he's pretty much like a jack of all trades, which I absolutely love, and we're teaching both of my kids to be the same way. Dalton has been getting more like little jobs here and there this summer. He's about to help my husband and father-in-law work on building a deck like on someone's house, and then he also has to spray weeds and do some cleanup around a business kind of thing. It's like a huge barn garage kind of building. I've never pushed him into doing sports. I don't know why. It's always like the first thing that people ask me when they ask about my kids, like, "Oh, what sports are they in?" He's never showed interest in sports like that. Like, he'll throw a football around or some form of baseball in our yard, like with his buddies, but I think he's just more into like working with his hands or physically working. I don't know. Daylin is still like super into basketball, and I cannot wait to watch her this fall. She talked about doing track next year too, and she had her 6th grade physical, and she is 5'7" already. My kids are both like preemie babies, so that's why it's like so crazy to me that they're so tall now. Almost every time I walk in our pantry, I think about redoing it. I need to do some more like needed house projects before I should start another I just want to kind of project. The trim is still gray in here, and the perfectionist in me didn't like it anymore. I think my cabinets were that gray color at some point. I know I matched it to something else because my mom came in and like helped me paint over a lot of the baby blue and like yellow tones when we first moved into this house. I am so glad that I did this coffee bar area. That sign that I made with the coffee stain look on the front, I just couldn't fix the lettering and I ended up like totally messing up the wording on there. So at some point I want to see if I can like sand the letters off and hopefully redo it, because I really did want to hang that up right there. But I keep all of our like drink mixes and hot cocoa and lemonade on the first shelf, and then in the 2 pull-out bins on the bottom of that coffee bar area. It has like our lunch boxes in one and the kids' like baking stuff in the other, which I probably need to go through because they use my kitchen stuff anyways. They're pretty self-sufficient when it comes to cooking and baking. Daylin loves to make egg fried rice, or she's always finding recipes on TikTok and trying them out. And Dalton actually goes in spurts where he likes to make chocolate chip cookies. So that clear bin next to my coffee pot has definitely come in handy. And I was thinking about this the other day. I don't remember liking to cook or bake as much as my kids do, but I do remember playing waitress, and my dad would pay me in quarters. Like when I was young, I had this like little list of things that I knew I could make, and Day used to do that when she was little too. Can we talk about the green that I painted my hutch? That is the color that I was going to paint my pantry, and I was so nervous because when I saw it in the jug, I did not like it at all. I think it breaks up all the light white tones, but I'm ready to get some deep earthy colors in here. I think I am done painting legit everything and decided to throw together some, I call them DIY pizzas. I could make the dough, but I buy the pre-made ones instead, and we love them. Day likes to make her own, and she's an all cheese kind of girl. And then Dalton, Brett, and I do a sausage and mushroom. The leftover pizza the next day is so good in the air fryer. We use our air fryer almost daily, and if you have ever contemplated getting one, do it. Like, I absolutely love ours. I am finishing up dinner and then calling it a day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while I got some cleaning and painting done. Hopefully you stay motivated throughout your week, and I will see you guys next time. And lastly, ranch on pizza is an absolute must.